good morning, and welcome to another episode of Island Tea with your faves, Kevin, and as I'm featuring Jade Quenisha Johnson, who is currently frolicking on the beach.
If it's one thing about Jade, she can frolic, eh?
One thing.
If it's one thing about Jade, I know.
She gonna frolic.
She gonna frolic. But Kevin,
it is Monday,
right.
October 4th, and the time is 8:09 a.m. And I would love to be in bed right now.
Bed bye. Bed is a kind of thing. It somehow just have a grip on you. I don't know.
Whoever made the bed, kudos to you, because amazing.
Kudos to them for making the anti-work.
But exactly, it's like the thing that traps you. Like the thing that, and it's not just anti-work; it's anti-anything.
Yeah, anti-everything.
Like,
man.
It just pulls you in and just doesn't like allow you to just do anything. Like if I let down, it's over.
Bye. I hope for you, my friend, that this past weekend was filled with bed.
Unfortunately, it wasn't.
Unfortunately. How was your weekend though? Yeah. I get you. I get you. Mine was a bit of the same. Yo, this thing with life. The thing with life, right? Life just got a way of throwing you these curveballs. When you think you got the things figured out and you're on a roll, and it's like, okay, yeah. I'd have to just be like, nope. One Yorker. Knock out your middle stump. One Yorker, clean up your stumps them. Oh man. But yeah, my weekend was just filled with ups and downs. Let's put it that way. Just filled with ups and downs. Yeah. Nothing ever seems to go the way you plan it, eh?
It never does. Over it. Aren't we over it? We are all over it. I'm sure everybody's on the live is over it. I'm sure everybody that's listening is over it. We are over it.
Yeah, I think we're at a point now where life has regular stresses. And prior to 2020, like, you know, people knew this and people would adjust as much as possible. Or at least we would hope people would adjust, right? But it just seemed like everything just amplified because of everything that's going on. Like it's like another layer of pressure. Like, yeah, you have to work hard to support your family. Like, you have to find money. You know, sometimes it's tough. You know, people living hand to mouth. Like, people have responsibilities. Their businesses got people to pay. All that still exists, but with added pressure.
With added pressure.
With added pressure. It's like the food and tastes good, and there's somebody that's backing the pepper.
I like pepper.
No, I said backing. Oh boy. But hey, what you gonna do? Ask man to stop drink rum.
No.
There you go, Axman. There you have it.
No.
On the record.
No.
On the record, the Duke, the Prosecco Papi has responded.
Easily, no.
Bye.
Wow.
Oh, bye. Let's get to it, see? Guys, me even in the mood for small talk.
Right? Let's do this. All right. So, let's give you your COVID-19 situation report number 541 as of Saturday, 2nd of October, 2021. And the time for this one was midnight. So, confirmed cases within the last 24 hours at this time was 35. Total number of cases is now at 2,029. One moment. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
active cases is now at 1,002.
1002. What's the recovered cases?
1,002. Recovered cases, 1,012.
Oh, wow.
The number of cases that we've had split between two islands since the beginning of the pandemic is of St. Kitts 1,670, and for Nevis we have 359. Our death toll is now at 15. I feel like every time I read this, the number go up.
That's what's happening.
Right.
And the mystic thing is, they got more to go. No, you see, the thing is, like, usually, like, I think what going on with me this morning is that, as it relates to this corona thing, I think I've had a shift. I come in here day after day, and we encourage people to eat healthier, get active, adhere to the protocols, right? And I think that for me, like, I have been witnessing enough to recognize that complacency in this thing can only lead to death and destruction.
You mean where we are already?
This entire weekend, I have been having conversations with people which center around frustration over the fact that they aren't allowed to behave in a way that they were accustomed to prior to COVID. Whatever that is, then just all go to fete or whatever. Like, there's having to wear masks, having to stand in line, having to give the info. Somebody, like, people upset about having to give the information at the supermarkets and stuff like that. One girl tell me, "Oh, suppose a man come up behind and just take my number," and I'm like, okay. And this isn't trying to be dismissive of those concerns and those things. I understand the frustration.
Right.
But I don't know if it's a situation where persons aren't aware of what's happening just a few islands down. We ain't talking about India now. We ain't talking about Malaysia. We ain't talking
about
yeah.
under an hour flight. Right.
And when I talk to these people and I go, what do you expect to happen if what you're suggesting is the path that we take as a nation? And generally that is the answer that nobody wants to answer. That is the question nobody wants to answer, sorry. And you get responses like, "But man, I just want to. And maybe I don't know. Maybe it's because I come in here daily and I read like articles and speak to people from different islands. Maybe it's because I have friends in some of these different islands and regularly checking on what's the state of affairs there, and so maybe I just have a different perspective given the information that I take in, right?
Right.
But I do not see how the answer to COVID frustration is more COVID. You understand? If I'm like,
It's such an interesting thing to think of. Like, COVID frustration means COVID, like more COVID, like for a lot of people, and it's like that same.
I think what is happening is persons are, like I said, one, maybe unaware of the situations that are happening, because we can see what complacency and hubris brings. We could see it is happening, right? Perhaps, and I think this may be more of what I'm witnessing, this disassociation from the actual effects and possibilities surrounding the pandemic, right? So people are dying, but I will not die. You see what I'm saying? People's businesses are closing down, but my business will not.
And it always is that until it isn't. It's always people are dying, but I am not dying or haven't died as yet until you do. And
then I hear
what
people.
Point do we stop? At what point do we stop this? It's not my problem kind of mentality.
A lot of times when I speak to people about direction, whether it is vaccination, whether it is protocols, they'll quote statistics for me in relation to death. And I feel very uncomfortable, because there are certain things that like death is inevitable, right? Like we know that it is it's part of life to die, right? But when you have a situation where you see what is causing the death, and in a lot of cases it is not solely the responsibility, or it's solely not it's solely not caused not by the actions, but it just caused by the actions of that particular person,
right?
Yeah, they may have contributed to it based on behavior, but so whether it is like war and innocents dying, whether it is sexually transmitted diseases that compromise the immune system and cause death, whether it is, you might be comparable in some ways, but the truth is a lot of this is outside of your control, and it's unfortunate. And you have people losing their life now, and it's like people relegate it to a percentage of the whole, not recognizing the impact the fact that that person isn't here anymore has on their family, the community, in relation to their surroundings, the community in terms of the business community, business owners. It's more than just a statistic on a paper. It's more than just one of the 15 out of the 2029. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it gets very frustrating when you see that this is where we're at, and yet it feels as though the behavior, our collective behavior, isn't responding to it. It feels as though we're just doing as much as people want to talk and say people this and people that, I see the lapse, and it's from every strata of society, from the highest perceivedly strata of society to the lowest. People are becoming complacent. There's a sense of hubris. Like we ain't doing the things necessary to lessen the impact of what we're dealing with. We're doing the exact opposite. We're having illegal parties. We're having some legal parties where people ain't care about no kind of protocol or nothing.
You know, the thing is with COVID is that it don't catch you till it catch you. And I think that's the sad part in terms of like, oh, you know, I ain't catch COVID up and down, but I ain't catch COVID, so I can continue to party. I can continue to do everything that I was doing until I catch COVID. And then when I do catch COVID, it's like, yeah, boy, not me again, you know. And then it's like, but why do we have to do that? Because not everybody makes it out of that.
But I think, and this is something that I said from the start when we first started the show, and it's something I'm seeing the effects of now, which is because of the way that COVID affects persons, it's different, and there's no real test you can do to see how you will react to COVID. Right? Yeah, you could have certain comorbidities and whatever, and pre-existing conditions that put you at a higher risk for serious illness or death, right? But there's no real way to tell. Right? There's no real way to tell. It's almost, and I kept telling people, if you were to design a virus to take out the human race, like this would be how you design it. You design it so it affects different people differently, so that people don't take it seriously. That's what's going on. If COVID was a thing where, you know, if you catch COVID 2 days later you're out of here, you transition, we'd have done stop this long time, yeah?
Right.
We'd have done stop this long time. We'd have do what we had to do. The place would have locked down for however long. The entire world would have shut down. Enough flights, nothing going, nothing. But because there's so many, and because we see it. We see it. You have so many people. I know people right now in quarantine, positive. I ask them right now, no one really knows. Oh, I had a headache 2 days ago, but I don't feel better. Oh, but no, me ain't got no symptoms. They just tell me I'm positive. Me even if I'm positive. Me even if I believe. Me even if all these things fueling the behavior pattern, right? So you have people now who suspect they have it, but refuse to go get tested. You have people who come in contact with a positive case, significant contact, but because they don't want to get quarantined, they refuse to go get tested. You have people who are,
you see,
yeah.
Keep going.
Well, no, I was just saying that it's and that trickles down even further, because now you have persons who feel sick, but for fear of whatever, or by they got a backlog and me want them keep me in thing for a month, so but me ain't gonna get checked. Or you got people who feel sick, calling the ambulance for them, tell them they got high blood pressure. When the ambulance reach, they got all the COVID symptoms.
And my thing is like, what's the I mean, is it like a state of denial? Like this can't be happening.
That's what it is. That's what it, bro. It's fear. It's fear, pride, and denial. Them three things making it very difficult for a lot of people to navigate. We heard on Friday that a lot of people who are losing their lives to COVID related based on COVID, right? COVID related complications and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
They stay at home not feeling well and get to the point where either a family member or somebody decide, well, boss, you need to go to the hospital because you ain't looking so good. And by the time they reach the hospital, all the nurses and doctors could do is just make you comfortable.
Basically, at this point, it's like a hospice.
And I don't know what it will take for a collective change in perception. I don't know what it will take. Like, I don't know. As much as people talking about, you got some companies who got vaccine mandate and they don't like the vaccine mandate and thing. Everything has its yin and yang. Everything has its equal and opposite. So you have companies. Nobody in the office vaccinated. Nobody in the office wearing a mask. Nobody in the office seem to even care about what's going on in the outside world. Cause we're in the office with the six of us, and we are friends, and we all live good.
Right.
We are family. Sometimes the manager, the owner, the boss, the leader, whoever, has a very lapse attitude towards COVID, and that trickle down to the entire staff. So I don't know, and this isn't a plea for one action or the next. It's a plea for some type of action. Like what? Like we can't continually just not do. You see what I'm saying? And there's a lot of not doing happening. Like there's a lot of not doing happening.
Don't know why. Really
So somebody need to explain to me how not doing makes it better, because I do not understand. I tell you already, I am not in the position to make statements like "Bale who dead," and "Bale whatever." I am not. I don't. That's not me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't claim to have that type of. That's not my. That's not my position.
Don't fix nothing. Like I don't think we need to watch people drop for us to come to some place of action.
Bro, but I don't even think it's even in an effort to get to a place of action. That's the thing. People are obviously fed up and tired of the situation that we're in.
COVID fatigue.
But the response to that cannot be to throw your hands up in the air and just
more COVID do it
and just bring more COVID. You're gonna just end up in a this thing gonna just last longer. The situation gonna be worse, and we see. And the thing for me, Kevin, I don't even think we have seen the worst of what this thing is going to be. Everything that I'm looking at is pointing me towards. Like, this is the thing for me. I think somebody losing a job is bad. I think country shutting down is bad. Like the way this thing moving, general, like we might lose actual countries, like countries may no longer exist. In 2019, nobody could have told me the whole world would have come to a standstill.
Yeah, I think that's something nobody could have.
You couldn't convince me.
Because after jumping up for sugar mass and flying to several countries, and you taking trips with friends, and you having a blast, you're going to and from university. If somebody stopped you and said, "Hey, just so you know, this is the last year you're gonna be able to do that, because next year the world gonna come at a complete standstill and countries are going to just completely shut down," I would have laughed in your face.
Yo. So for those of you who believe that the way forward is inaction, the way forward is to just let COVID do its thing, then I hope that you have a crystal ball that you could share with the rest of us that shows us exactly what that looks like, and so we could make an informed decision. Because as it stands now, what letting it do its thing looks like in a world that I want to live through. I don't want to live through that world here. Some of you maybe need to go do some research and look at what's happening in Barbados, what's happening in St. Lucia, what's happening in Dominica, what's happening in Grenada, what's happening in Antigua. We ain't talking about Myanmar and Sweden, and we ain't talking about Cambodia. We're talking about just there. People like they're afraid to call and say, "Oh, the situation here bad because you don't want to upset people from the island." Please, they think they know it bad. When you're making suggestions, go see what them say. Like, don't feel like you're so revolutionary with your suggestion. All these suggestions been made and it's been put into practice somewhere about. Go look and see what it look like. And then when you come back to me with the suggestion, I know that means that's what you want to happen. It's ridiculous now. Like, it's ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. The non-activity. I ain't saying do this or do that, but do something. Do something. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, we'll now take a quick break, and we will come back with more Island Tea with our friends from the traffic department. So we'll be right back.
We are faced with tough decisions every day, but choosing the right home or motor insurance shouldn't be one. You need fast claim settlement from a company that's been rooted for over 31 years. And don't forget the A Excellent rating by AM Best. Make the intelligent choice. Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Reliable insurance that you can count on. Get a quote today for your home, motor, contents, and liability insurance needs, and make the intelligent choice. Caribbean Alliance. Tomorrow secured. Local agents, Dalil Walwyn & Co. Limited. Telephone 465-2631 or 469-5303 for the Nevis office.
Be careful on the road. Don't make it an episode. Attention all drivers, I'm begging you to slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, down. Too many scum drivers on the road, man. With the fire day, driver, what's your emergency? It's better late than never, so why all the hurry? Speeding is the main cause of plenty mishaps. The road is now a racetrack, threatening life and property, and all the result of that led to death and injury. Inconsiderate driving, this nonsense need to stop. Stop. I'm making it my business to alert all motorists, especially those who love to break traffic laws. I have seen what speed can do. Here I am to your rescue, to help you to live. Just take this advice I give. I warn all drivers to take care of your passengers. Be careful on the road. Don't make it an episode. How much more tragedy we have to endure to face the reality? Less is safer than more. I'm begging all my friends. Be careful on the road. Slow it down, slow it down. Hey. Roger. Watch out for them.
Welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, Kevin and Azim, featuring Jade, Gwen Johnson, and it's time to jump into traffic talk with our friends from the traffic department. Welcome and good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you all doing today?
Man, things good on our end. But before we get into traffic talk, I just want to apologize to those of you listening and viewing online. We're gonna restart the live in a few minutes, so be ready to jump right back in. But Sergeant Brown, how are things?
Everything is okay.